You've worked hard to earn and save. Now it's time to make your money work hard for you. This is Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida of A Better Way Financial.
Right now, I'm going to talk about one of your favorite pastimes that you have at A Better Way Financial, which is, of course, helping people find ways to pay less in taxes.
Oh, nothing like it. We love doing that.
Dare I say, is there a better hobby for you guys?
Uncle Sam doesn't like us, but our clients do.
That's right. Goals. We'll take it. And it's Uncle Sam who's always seemed to be standing there with his hand out going, give me some of that when it comes to your hard-earned savings, which is, of course, why retirees are forced to pay RMDs, required minimum distributions, on any of their tax-deferred accounts. Think your 401k, your IRAs, money that you haven't paid taxes on yet. RMDs start at age 73 so that Uncle Sam gets what he wants, which is his share. Mm-hmm. But, guys, do we have a choice on how we schedule our RMDs? Are there ways that you can help us figure out this decision process?
Yeah, I like the way that they word it, required minimum distributions. Mm-hmm. It's a way Uncle Sam uses to try to make you feel powerless in the decision, to make it seem like, oh, well, this is required, there's nothing you could do about it, and it's just, all right, well, you're going to get stuck paying all these taxes. Yeah. But that's not true. But if you don't have a tax plan, you're going to be forced to pay those required minimum distributions and have more of those monies in those 401ks, in those IRAs, and pay a lot of extra money in taxes that you don't need to. See, Uncle Sam is smart. He has his own tax plan, and his tax plan does not work out well for you. He knows that 80% of retiree wealth out there is pre-tax. It's never been taxed. It's in 401ks and IRAs. Now, that money, what happens is you continue to work during your career. You get a tax deduction when you put the money in, but then it keeps growing tax deferred over the course of your lifetime. But by the time you get to that required minimum distribution age, you have to start taking that out. And that's roughly about 3.5% to 4% that you have to take out each and every year. Well, that's just the first year. The percentage actually goes up each and every year after that. So well into your 70s, 80s, 90s, you're taking out so much from these IRAs and paying taxes on those RMDs that it's just causing a tax balloon for you in your retirement. But then you would think, okay, well, after you pass away, then the tax problem goes away. But that's not what happens. What happens is if you're survived by a spouse, they're no longer married filing jointly. Now they're single. So they have to pay more in taxes because that same level of income is causing them to have to pay a higher tax rate. So now they're stuck paying more in taxes. And then when they eventually pass away, the tax problem doesn't even stop there. It continues on to your kids as well. And now they're in their 40s to their 60s usually, earning more than they ever have. And then this bumps them up to a higher tax bracket as well because they're given just 10 years to get that money out of those IRAs. Now what we do is we customize your own tax plan. We don't want you to follow Uncle Sam's tax plan where you, your spouse, and your kids pay way more in taxes than you need to. We develop your own custom plan so that you can minimize those taxes over the course of your lifetime for not only you, not only your spouse, but also for your kids so that you're doing everything tax efficiently and not spending extra money on taxes that you just don't need to. And one of the strategies that we use for this is something called Roth conversions. And using that, what we do is we basically use the money that's pre-tax in your 401ks, in your IRAs, and convert it to a Roth IRA. So now that money that's growing in the Roth IRA, you don't have to pay any taxes on it. And it continues to grow tax-free. So you pay on it when you convert it, but any of the growth after that, you don't have to pay any taxes on. So it can make a huge impact in your retirement. And when the kids inherit the Roth IRA money, they don't have to pay taxes on it either, only on the IRA funds. So it's a way to, one, pay less in taxes, two, reduce your required minimum distributions, and three, leave a more tax-efficient legacy to your kids. So if you haven't had a tax plan drawn up for you, and if you're not sure if you have had a tax plan, you're probably following Uncle Sam's tax plan. So give us a call and we'll be able to develop your custom-made tax plan where we're going to be able to show you the strategies that you can use to minimize your tax burden over your lifetime. All you have to do is give us a call. If you're 55 and older and you've saved $500,000 or more, give us a call for your complimentary tax plan. We're offering this right now to the next 5 callers. 610-440-3722. That's 610-440-3722.
Recently, we met with a couple. They were around age 70. They had 3 kids and 3 grandkids. Now, they did an amazing job of saving for their retirement. They saved about $6 million. However, a vast majority of these funds were saved in pre-tax accounts. Now, they needed about $125,000 in income each year from their portfolio. They had no strategy to minimize their current tax situation, and they were actually projected to spend more on taxes in their retirement years than their working years. By utilizing long-term capital gains, coming up with a tax-favorable distribution strategy, optimizing 401k savings, qualified charitable distributions, and Roth conversion strategies, we were able to show them approximately $400,000 in tax savings over the course of their lifetime. And not only $400,000 to them, but also an additional $474,000 to their kids. What does this translate to? About $874,000 of additional funds that they could spend in retirement rather than paying Uncle Sam. Now, family was very important to this couple, and we wanted to show them how they could spend more than they currently were in retirement, but leave a legacy that's more tax efficient to their children, so they're not actually leaving them any less.
Yeah, leaving a legacy was important to them, and really just their family in general was so important. They were Greek, so it was like the family element there is so strong.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to make sure that their kids were taken care of. They wanted to make sure that their grandkids were taken care of. And we felt the same way. And it was really cool to see, okay, well, you guys value family the same way we do. And so how do we make sure that your money works as well for your family? And how do you make sure that everything is efficient for your family? And one of the big things that you can do to have that set up correctly is to look into the tax picture and then also look into the legacy planning. They had $6 million saved. They were only spending about $125,000 per year, which was not a very high percentage of the amount that they had saved. And what we did is we looked into the tax planning strategies and we looked into how to make sure that they're leaving it efficiently. And we said, okay, well, you have about $6 million. Let's use around $1 million from those savings, and we're going to make sure to maximize that million and have it so that you're going to be able to create tax-free income, not only for your kids, but also for your grandchildren. And in their case, the way that it worked out is they used roughly about $1 million from their savings over the next 10 years. And were able to show their kids that they could have about $11 million projected in tax-free income between the 3 of them over the course of their retirement, and then at the end of their lifetime, passing on around $10 million to the 3 and however many future grandchildren there might be in the future. So that's a way we're able to get the most out of that $1 million that they have there in savings, and getting it so that between the kids and the grandkids, we're looking at $21 million of tax-free income going not only to the second generation, but also to the third generation. It really can make a difference. And for them in particular, they were really astounded and excited about this concept and how they could make that money go tax-free, not only for their kids, but also for their grandkids who they cherish so deeply. And we were able to show them that they could enjoy that. They could make the most out of their retirement, not only spend that extra money with them now, but also to leave that estate more efficiently in the future. So if you haven't had somebody look through your tax picture, if you haven't had somebody review to see, do you have a plan to minimize your tax burden over your lifetime? Right now, for the next 5 callers, we are offering a complimentary tax and estate plan. If you're 55 and older and you save $500,000 or more for your retirement, give us a call right now for your complimentary tax and estate plan and review at 610-440-3722. That's 610-440-3722.
Haven't you already paid enough in taxes? Working to help you reduce what you may owe in your retirement is the goal of every tax plan we build at A Better Way Financial. And give us a call, 610-440-3722. 610-440-3722 for your retirement tax and estate plan review. 610-440-3722.
Thanks for listening to Empower Your Retirement with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate, and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.